So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce the panel. We have Andrew Burgess, who is an advisor to C-level executives, sitting there at the end. Then here I have all of that. I'm going to let Andrew do the wrap up for us, and maybe we could leave a couple of minutes for questions from the floor. Would that be okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just thought I'd cover a couple of points around how do you actually start your automation journey. You know, a lot of people kind of see that they've whetted their appetite and want to do something, but where to actually start that point, that journey, and particularly in relation to artificial intelligence. And then I'll talk a little bit about carrying on the point you just made around where the future is for both RPA and AI. So in terms of starting your journey, you know, what a lot of people do, which I think is the wrong approach, is say, right, we'll do a proof of concept. I've seen my competitor do something, or I've read something in the In-Flight magazine, and it looks really interesting. Therefore, we'll get a company in and we'll do a proof of concept. And that POC might be successful and might give them something valuable at the end of it. But then, because they haven't done the strategy piece at the beginning, that proof of concept might be actually only the ninth best thing they could have done. And there's 8 other things that would have given them much more value, or 8 other things that would have been much easier to achieve than the one they've actually done because they picked it at random. So I think doing the AI strategy piece is really fundamental to making sure that you're going to have success in these projects. So what do I mean by AI strategy? Well, that's around, one, understanding your objectives and your challenges. So, you know, I get clients ring me up and say, how can I use AI in my business? And effectively what they're asking is, can I have an AI, please? And it's obviously the wrong question to ask. The question is, what are my business objectives? What are my challenges? And can AI and RPA meet those objectives and challenges? So once you've got to that point, then it's a case of understanding the ambition of the organization in doing this. And particularly with AI, the capabilities of AI are transformational. So an organization could think, well, we actually just want to improve some processes, which is relatively straightforward, and there's nothing wrong with that approach. But actually, you might think, we want to fundamentally transform our business. We maybe want to create a digital twin of our current business based on AI and RPA and challenge our legacy business. And there's a whole range of stuff in between. So depending on your ambitions, depends on how you're going to start. You know, the first step you take is going to be different, whether it's one end of the spectrum or the other end of the spectrum. So once you understood that, then you can start to map the capabilities of these technologies of RPA and AI against those challenges and objectives of the business, and effectively build a heat map of those opportunities and a list of those, each opportunity with, you know, the business value it's going to deliver, how easy it's going to implement, the risks of doing each one. So you can get a prioritized list of those, and from that, a business case and a roadmap, and that really wraps up into an AI strategy. I think having that, first of all, gives you your roadmap, gives you your direction, and importantly, gives you the way to articulate all of that to your stakeholders as well. Particularly at a senior level, because if you don't get that buy-in at senior level, particularly with AI, then it's not going to work. So the AI strategy, I think, is fundamental. The other bit that people forget as well is what happens after that proof of concept. And with a proof of concept, you might get a nice spreadsheet with some numbers that maybe they predict customer churn or something. We think that's great, but then actually somebody in the business has got to be able to use that number to make decisions. They've got to be able to use it every day, look at that number and have actions. And without those actions, the spreadsheet's not really valuable at all. So how are you going to deliver that to somebody? How are you going to integrate it with your enterprise systems? How are you going to make sure that the data feeds are correct? How are you going to make sure that the model's continually optimized? How are you going to make sure it's secure? All these things, you know, there's kind of the boring side of AI, but you have to think about those things early on. Otherwise, you're going to do the proof of concept, you're going to get the spreadsheet, and people are going to forget about it and move on to something else. You've got to make sure you think about integrating it into the end services. So that's, in a few minutes, just how I think you need to start your AI and RPA journeys.
Yeah. Thank you very much. A super discussion. Love to continue, but we've run out of time. I'd like to say thank you to the panel. Please put your hands together for them. Thank you. Thank you very much.